Good morning, Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 223. Today is Wednesday, August 8th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
What's going on,
Right
D?
now.
Truth, Jamal J, Banger Committee. What's going on? Banger Committee said, I hope no one panics. So, listen, I had to go talk to a client last night at like 11 p.m., and they were talking about selling. I was like, stop it. Stop the madness. They was like, it's been a bad year. I'm like, just stop the madness. I was like, you're going to mess around and sell in a month or two and kick back. It'll be too late. You're going to want to buy it at 10,000 again.
Yeah, should have been here in 2015.
Tessa, what's going on? Hello,
Yeah.
Jizzy Mac. Here we go.
Hey, what's up?
No white shirt today. Quick shout out to Blockchain Beach. Went to their event yesterday. It was more of a meetup than an event, I'll say. You can kind of see some of the stuff. I went live for a little bit. Interesting panel they had, and then for the second panel was of influencers. So Crypto O was there. He's a pretty cool dude. I can't think of his name on top of my head right now for some reason. Met Ken Bozak. A few other personalities in the space were there. We actually had some Crypto Warriors in the crowd too. Everybody was like, why aren't you on the panel? I was like, I found out about the panel too late. I just found out about it a day or two ago. So they saved me a seat up front to do some recording, but I might be on the next one. So
Sounds good.
Shout out to Blockchain Beach. I think that was their first real event. So have some work to do, but it was good as a meetup and as a networking event. It was so as an actual crypto event per se. So
True. Make sure you watch that video on our channel. Absolutely.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Omar. Yeah, it was Omar. He's a good dude too. Omar's a good dude. So it was nice meeting some of those folks. For the free Satoshis, who do we have?
Oh, yeah. So for the free Satoshis, congratulations to Leroy Forbes. Thank you for your comment based on our question, which stated 3D guns. Will that fight have the same fight, or will Bitcoin have the same fight as 3D guns? He basically said what we basically echoed it earlier about 3D guns. They will. That's kind of decided already, we think, but they just haven't told us yet, because I'm pretty sure they have some stuff in place. With Bitcoin, he said it'd be more of a bloodbath, honestly, because nobody owns it and there's no way to stop it. So good comment there, and those free Satoshis are on the way.
There we go.
Thank you, Leroy Forbes.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
John Seaver said, will you see Max Kaiser on Black Blockchain?
At the summit in D.C., if he'll be there, I should see him. We'll see. I don't know if he's coming, but if he is, that'd be a good surprise. I know him and Sinclair are pretty tight. So
And Jamal J is a pretty funny guy.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I'm telling you. All right. Let's see. For the top story, it really isn't like too many top stories. I guess the big one, of course, is the United States SEC postpones decision regarding Bitcoin ETFs. Something we kind of already knew was going to happen. They stalling everything. I mean, if you really look at it, we postponed the decision to figure out what we're going to do with the debt ceiling, people.
yeah, we postponed the decision to postpone.
We have been waiting for that one for over a year now. So this is another one. They said it's going to come out possibly by September 30th. But again, that's only really, 7 weeks away? So
Yeah.
who knows? I don't. Do you see it happening by then?
Well, in my opinion, I think they have a lot of background research they have to do. They actually had somebody in the SEC argue against the SEC's ruling before when they shot down the Winklevoss ETF because they said they're not actually used to a Bitcoin or blockchain ETF, so they don't really know enough to allow it to happen. And I will say that they don't have a rule per se for something like this. So it will be interesting to see if it comes September 30th. I doubt it. I give it a 50-50 chance, but
I don't think it's going to happen.
I think it's going to get pushed back.
It's going to get pushed.
2019.
And
probably.
exactly. Torrance J playlist said we don't need no ETF. That's the thing, people.
Yeah.
The fact that the price is going down. Jizzy Mac just says as well, can we let everyone know that they're going to delay it again now so they don't panic? Yeah, let's go ahead and start pushing out like, hey, it's not going to happen September 30th. If it does happen, good. If it doesn't, whatever. But the fact is we don't even need it. And speaking of which, shout out to Ira Fudd. Met them. See, a Crypto Warrior, they were at the event last night. There was a couple of people from our channel there. But, that's one of the things. They were throwing up a lot of softball questions. And actually, Omar was the only person toward the end who finally was like, this discussion needs to be kind of geared toward ETFs and regulations and why we don't need them. Yeah. No one wanted to talk about that.
Yeah,
it was super funny, which is why you could tell it wasn't like at that level. But I mean, we don't need ETFs, people. We don't need futures contracts. We don't need any of these. These are the things that are going to make people bankrupt again.
Yeah.
So regardless if it becomes September 30th or not, I don't understand why that. I understand why it affects the prices. You have people who don't understand the technology still. But the technology hasn't changed. Yeah. It keeps getting better.
It keeps getting better, man. Yeah.
Right? That's crazy.
A lot of speculation, but technology's been steadily getting better.
Yeah,
Hash rate steadily going up. Yeah, somebody said it on a futures contract was the worst. Yeah, if you look at a map or at a chart of gold, silver, almost any commodity, and then Bitcoin after the second futures launched, yeah, they absolutely, the price has went down since then. And also, people put too much trust into the stuff like that, futures, ETF. I mean, come on, man. Bitcoin itself is good. Blockchain technology is fine.
Yeah, there we go. All right, Bitmain back in the news again. If you remember, we've been calling out the numbers on the Bitmain and Coinbase IPO. I think actually when we said Bitmain, we only had them probably at like 6 to 8 billion.
Yeah,
I can't remember, but it wasn't at 15 billion when we said them. But yeah, Bitmain hits $15 billion valuation with recent backing from Uber's largest shareholder. I mean, for the crypto community as a whole, this is huge, people. Again, you're talking about companies that are becoming unicorns in less than 3 years. Some are from 1 to 3 years becoming unicorns. Wall Street does not see this. Silicon Valley doesn't even see this. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah, that move to Texas must have bumped them up.
Right.
Yeah, because they recently, like yesterday, we stated they are moving their operations to Texas. They'll have 400 or more employees, which, if you think about a crypto mining operation, 400 employees is a lot of people.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's like having 40,000.
I mean, that really is a lot, because the one in China, the big one in China, where they had the video of it, I think they had 5 people working there, and that was a $1 million plus space. So 400 is pretty big, and I think Bitmain's valuation, it does bode well for this space, because like you said, unicorns popping up in 2 or 3 years. I'm sure there'll be $1 trillion company at some point in the next decade, and mining isn't going anywhere. I can tell you that right now. So Bitmain, shout out to them, even though they've done some little, Jahan Wu has his little ways, but it's all good. They're still gonna sell, mining hardware, no matter what happens with Bcash or whatever. Right.
Yeah. Again, this is huge. It shines a light on the crypto community as a whole. And then, I mean, at the end of the day, if you make $15 billion in the industry, I don't see you taking all that money out the industry, which means I see them reinvesting in it. You see the same way Coinbase did it. Now they have all these spinoffs of whatever else they're doing. I can see Bitmain continuing to just be a crypto powerhouse, saying, all right, well, let's just put 10% into another area of cryptocurrency. I don't know. Maybe you want to sponsor a YouTuber.
Launch that IPO. I'm ready to see the official valuation.
Right, the official valuation, because, I mean, they're coming in at 15 bill just off of people who've already pre-bought some of the shares or whatever. Yeah, that thing can go up to 2025.
Yeah,
real
and
quick.
I think, right here is actually saying they may have the valuation by September at 30 billion.
Oh, wow.
So, that bodes well for them. I can tell you that.
That's crazy. Looks good, though. Blockchain startup raises $24.8 million to bring tax auditing to crypto assets. What's going on here?
Well, another thing we don't need. We don't need ETFs. We don't need futures. We don't need tax audits, man. But at the same time, we sort of do. This company, Libra, they actually report on crypto assets, and they show people, or they give you the software to do your taxes. There are a lot of Ned Flanders out there who believe that their crypto needs to be taxed.
Can't
live without them. And, it is a taxable event when you exchange Bitcoin to cash. However, for a lot of the small fish, it's something that we've always said, Bitcoin wasn't created for you to pay taxes. But in the world that we live in, companies like this do, raise a lot of money, because in order to get, the Ned Flanders, the mainstream, and adoption rates, in the U.S., especially, because other countries, I haven't really seen anything like this. But in the U.S., I'm pretty sure they got the nod from the IRS or some people around it, and we're like, oh yeah, they definitely need help with the tax part, and they'll help CPAs and other accountants who want to do taxes. So if you are an accountant, if you know someone who's an accountant who does taxes, it's good for you, because I promise you there will be a huge rush of people who want to do their taxes through a company like Libra. So,
and I was also piggyback on that. Whether you are or not an accountant, now's the time to do it, because I guarantee in about 5 or 6 years, in order to be a crypto tax accountant, you will have to have these courses, these classes, this degree, all this made up stuff to make you pay an entry fee into becoming a crypto tax accountant. When right now, all you have to do is understand the crypto market, understand basic taxes, and you can transition that into a business. So
you can have a huge market share right now. If you learn how to do crypto taxes, it's not that many people. I mean, how many companies do crypto taxes? Maybe 10 that I know in the U.S. Maybe. So you can get a large market share of that if you get into it right now.
Kobe Fields hit it on the head. So does this mean we can get write-offs when we get wrecked? That's the biggest thing. They got all these regulators, which the reason why the regulation kicked up this year is because they felt so many people made so much money last year, right? But they have not addressed the down market this year. So if people did walk away with hundreds of thousands, millions, whatever dollars last year, and they kept it in crypto and they suffered these huge losses, Now all of a sudden, you know, you haven't heard that much tax talk, have you? I mean, granted, tax season is over, but you haven't heard that much tax talk.
Nope.
It'll be interesting to see if we hear it next year, depending on the price again. So
yeah, I'm interested to see how the Libra tax, how they do it, because like we've said, airdrops are another thing. Forks are, you know, all these different technical things that can affect price, can affect supply of the token, so that you know, a lot of different factors. So I'm interested to see how they come about doing that. But I mean, some people are giving away free tokens. I mean, you just
what are you gonna do about that?
What are you gonna do about that? And then it gets listed on the exchange, and you know, whatever you sell for Bitcoin, it's, you know, that's a big process. So shout out to them. They raised 25 million. But
yeah, I mean, and then again, you know, reoccurring message. If everyone doesn't do anything, they can't make everyone do anything. All right.
Yeah, like,
so it's crazy. It's like this mind control. They're trying to trick you into it.
Yeah.
Microsoft's new Ethereum blockchain product gets rid of mining. Microsoft, wow, what type of moves are they making?
Oh yeah, well, Microsoft, as you know, they have debuted blockchain as a service, and Ethereum is the technology that they're using, but they're not using proof of work, which is the actual way that miners get paid. They get the incentive to get paid in Bitcoin or in Ethereum. They're actually using proof of authority, which is a different type of governance where you can actually give the governance. Exactly, yeah, you can actually give the governance to certain people. And the quote that they gave basically was, proof of work works great in anonymous open networks where cryptocurrency promotes security on the network. Don't see anything wrong there. Right. However, the Azure global software engineer Cody Bourne says, however, in private consortium networks, the underlying ether has no value. So this ether will be used for things like voting, things like team enterprise blockchains, whatever, but apparently the Ethereum won't have any value, so there won't be any proof of work. So it looks like they're basically taking the token route and not the cryptocurrency route, because any token can just be issued whenever you create a certain blockchain. But proof of authority is what they'll use. I've heard a bunch of them. Proof of whatever, proof of bacon, proof of proof. I mean, they've had a few different ones. A proof of authority is a pretty new one. So good to see from Microsoft there as far as listing Ethereum. But of course, we know you can't have a anonymous open cryptocurrency on the Microsoft network. That would be too huge.
Nope. Well, and I was
too far ahead.
And this is one of the things with their proof of authority and. People, you have to watch out with the wordplay. Again, we always talk about the PR thing, and it's important because, as you see, when you talk about central bank digital currency, I mean, that's officially a thing now. I've seen a new company that recently came out maybe 6 months ago tops, and they're calling them now everything's security token. They're just pushing that. Like, they want to push tokens being securities. They would say, I even see something they wrote up that said they don't even believe in utility tokens anymore. It's a security token or nothing because they're basing everything off the regulator. Same thing with this proof of authority. I mean, they are literally trying to come up with new ways to take ownership of something that is supposed to be decentralized and open source. So at the end of the day, if it isn't decentralized and open source, if they're trying to tax you for it, they're trying to regulate it, they're trying to do all this other stuff, block it out. That is a white noise. They're just trying to repeat it a million times over until you finally wear down and give in and say, well, I guess we're doing
good. It's good for us.
We're doing proof of authority with security tokens. We're going to be using central bank digital currencies. Like, no, we're not doing any of that. Like,
we don't want.
There's no need for any of that. So, it's pretty funny that they're trying to just change all the wording and make everything their own now.
But we knew it was coming.
And like we did. But like you said, it's Microsoft. Do you really think Microsoft is going to give you a decentralized, open source, free product?
No,
it's not happening.
Billy Gates don't roll like that.
Don't go down like that. It's not happening.
It's not happening. But like we've said, we've said as far as innovation, some people just seeing the word Ethereum on Microsoft, they're like, okay, so this is a cryptocurrency thing, and then they'll figure out it's not the same on Microsoft, and hopefully they'll, as a community, people will start moving towards the real cryptocurrencies and their use case, which was proof of work and mining. All of that stuff is involved.
John Seaver said, sounds like EOS.
Top
networkers group say, I love to see us as a community fight all these regulations off somehow. You know what? As a community, we kind of can, but here's was killing it. And again, even saw some of this on the first panel yesterday. A lot of the older people who are coming in are trying to play both sides of the fence. That's being real. And I want established people. So if you made your bones in another industry, you already have some good money, and you're starting to float some of your money into the crypto space. Those are the people playing both sides of the fence. I've seen the people who have already said, hey, I'm putting all my money into crypto. They're not playing both sides of the fence. They're saying, no, we don't need to regulate it. We don't need any of this. We'll self do all this.
Leave me alone.
But it's the people who have, well, I was president of this company, or I was VP here and I did this here. And now I'm coming over to the crypto space with this ideology and this money and stuff. They're like, well, we do need regulations. We do need this to be known as security, because they want to be able to mitigate that risk of going all in on something new.
Yeah.
The people I've seen who've already been like, oh, no, I'm going all in or whatever, they don't want that mitigation from regulators. So again, I think as a community, a lot of people who aren't like fully, top tier, whatever other industry, they are ready to fight off the regulations. It's the people that are coming in who are, again, basically everybody Coinbase recruited, those types, the TD Ameritrade execs, all these execs who are coming in trying to protect their risk and their downside. And I mean, honestly, I get it as a business person. I get it. They're like, hey, we need help because we don't know. We're trying to catch up to people who've been in this space a long time. Yeah, but it's the wrong direction.
I was gonna say, Coinbase has their job fairs in Goldman Sachs lobby. They don't even hide it. So they got people playing both sides. But it is something we have to deal with. And as a community, what I want people to realize is they're not going to turn up the regulations all at once. It's sort of like it's sort of like the frog in the pot. If you turn it all up at once, the frog will know it's in danger and jump out. But if you slowly turn up the pressure, as we can see, they slowly introduce regulation here. Slowly, okay, KYC on every exchange. Slowly, the SEC is going to make a decision. Once you get to that point, by the time you realize the pot is too hot, you're already dead. So this is basically what we're seeing, a slow movement towards this regulation. But once people start to realize it and wake up to it, which I think a lot of people will, yes, the community will fight back. I like that.
John Sieber said, I cannot decide about Novogratz, good or bad. I would say good. Opportunist for sure. I mean, I would say good because he has no choice but to be good in this space. It's kind of one of those things where, once again, I say if you come in here as an established person, then you're trying to play the regulatory. He didn't really come established. He was kind of, forced off Wall Street.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, so
he
was told to leave off Wall Street. He's pushed away. So he kind of did come into space 100% all in. Like, all right, forget it. Like, this is my new industry. And he has been educating a lot of Wall Street people, though. I think someone in his position does understand, especially someone who's been on Wall Street at that level. He knows he can't preach an all-in sentiment to those people because they won't listen. But he himself have already said many times, like, he's put a significant portion of his money into crypto before taking it out, of course, to cash out. But so I would say good. I mean, I kind of get the bad part of it, but hey, you can't have it good always. Crypto Key, what's going on? Good afternoon to you, Warrior.
Hey, what's going on, Key?
All right, here's a good story, or not good, I guess, but interesting.
The funniest story.
Right.
Oh man,
I love the painting too. Cointelegraph, we need to have an award thing for the best artwork in cryptocurrency because they are
shout out to the artists.
Right. South Korea police raid firm whose alleged crypto scam promised investors Shipwreck gold. South Korean police have raided the office of a local firm who alleged crypto scam promised investors the spoils of a sunken Russian warship. The Korean Herald reported yesterday, August 7th. What's going on with this story? I mean, I can't even believe it.
Oh man, I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you as well. Let me get some investors.
Got some oceanfront property in Arizona. Come on at us.
Come on at me. I mean, this is one of the more creative scams I've seen in the crypto space. We've seen the BitConnect scam. We've seen USI Tech.
OneCoin.
We've seen CoinC, OneCoin. We've seen a lot of the coins that promise a return, things of that nature. But never have I seen somebody promise that their investors will be able to have their cryptocurrency backed by a sunken ship full of gold that nobody has. They have no proof they recovered it. They have no proof that the gold is worth. They said the gold is worth 134 billion. No proof of that. And on top of that, if that much gold was found, I can tell you right now, they're not getting their hands on it.
Right. You think government? You think Russia's gonna sit back?
Russia's gonna
you're gonna take gold off an old Russian warship, and Vladimir Putin is gonna allow that to happen.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it was crazy to me because I thought this would be one of those stories where they might have raised $1 million, $500,000. They raised $54 million from 100,000 investors, which they promised that the price would skyrocket at some point. So people, I guess basically thought to themselves, well, this is my chance. Let me put some money into it. And it's backed by absolutely nothing. And the guy who started the scam, apparently he is a professional scammer.
You don't say.
Yeah, don't say. I mean, this is like his third or fourth scam he's been caught with.
Hey, if he keep working, I mean, he over here swinging 100, it look like.
It's always dumb people. I can tell you that right now. So if you are a scammer who looks to get at some people with a shipwreck full of gold, this is how you do it. So Yeah, somebody say, yeah, you got to be a fool to invest in that.
Well, it was crazy too. Is once again, it kind of goes back to some of these mining scams, some of the cloud mining scams. It's like people just invest in crypto.
Yeah,
just invest in the underlying asset. Invest in Bitcoin. Don't invest in Bitcoin to go out and do a gold.
Yeah.
For one,
it's backed by gold or backed by a mortgage or whatever.
Can you find sunken treasures and stuff? It does happen, but people, this is like one of the biggest cons in the history of kind of like since the beginning of time. There have been stories written about people conning people or people where maybe by mistake or maybe intentionally, but getting money from people who have it to go find treasure. That has been like a scam or a thing to do since the beginning of time, since people started selling. So the fact that in 2018 it's still working. I mean, it's 2018. Hey. You know how much money it takes to even go look for gold or sunken treasures? Like that alone is a $10-15 million mission. So right there, the money. You're going into the money you're investing.
Hey, they had to invest in Christopher Columbus, and he went the wrong way. So that just goes to show you, yeah, these people have been scamming people for years as far as being able to get funding to whatever shipwrecked or something that they lost or found. Yeah, I wouldn't until I see it with my own eyes. And the valuation paper actually says 134 billion. Yeah, no.
You know, and matter of fact, if it was 134 billion dollars of gold in the ocean, then that's even a bigger reason not to believe in gold or fiat anymore. Because if the government don't want to touch it, that should tell you something. Yeah, the United States and Russia will not let that gold
sit.
It's not
a set amount. Yeah, it's not a set amount.
It's not happening.
Yeah, exactly. There is no scarcity to gold at that point if you keep finding new gold. So somebody said, "Why don't you a token backed by Moonland?" Hey man. I would not be surprised if somebody goes to the moon Mars, next year. We're going to Mars or we're going to the moon, blah, blah, blah. This token is backed by the astronauts of NASA, and they get some funding that way because we've seen a bunch. We've seen an iced tea company put blockchain in their name and go up 300%.
There you go.
In one day.
Other than that, people, of course, the news cycle is slow. Bitcoin, as you can see up top, is down about 12% to 6,200. Ripple's at 32 cents. Big drop from that $3. But yeah, so we'll continue to monitor the price. We'll see what happens.
Absolutely.
Might get a quick bounce back here in the next few days. If not, Alex Daly said it, and he's our
Alex Daly's our resident 5K.
Right. Dropping down to 5K. That is not entirely impossible to see a 5,900 mark here soon. But we'll see in the next couple of days.
Oh yeah.
Again, there's no reason for it to drop, but the fact that people don't know what they're doing, they're just putting money in dumbly. And hoping they make something back. So
living off the news.
For the free Satoshis, what are we doing?
Oh yeah, so for the free Satoshis today, the ETF was pushed back again September 30th. I don't personally believe it'll be September 30th when they make a decision, but we want to hear from you. When do you think date and time, or date and year, I should say, you think the ETF will be approved? Let us know and put your public address.
And as always, we'll be at World CryptoCon, I can't say, October 31st, November 2nd. You see the promo code right here. Boom, boom, boom. KBRE 250 for $250 off the general admission tickets if you're interested in going. And other than that, have a happy hump day, people.
Oh, yeah. One more quick thing.
Boom.
Visit the website. New shirts are up.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah, I'll say our featured list of shirts is up now. Got some new designs. We'll actually be adding more throughout the month, but August is Bitcoin t-shirt month, so yeah, definitely get in, get your merchandise from shopkrbecrypto.com.
All right,
and he's pulling up the website now, so you can take a look.
These new shirts.
Oh yeah,
there we go. Oh yeah, man, it's look, people, I'm okay. Excited.
Absolutely.
So we have this one, the evolution of Bitcoin. The crypto trader.
Absolutely.
The Bitcoin that looks like a swagger jacket, a popular design out there. All type Bitcoin pizza, Bitcoin king. That's pretty funny. So good shirts. And well, again, we'll be having some more coming out soon.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right. As always, thanks for watching. Check us out, of course, Monday through Friday at 10ish if you're listening to the podcast. Make sure you smash that like and share button, people. Let's get this algorithm popping, as always.
Absolutely.
Other than that, have a good day, people. Cheers.
Have a good one.